All right. Greetings. Good evening. Mark Dixon here in the Channel 3 First Alert Weather Center. It is Tuesday evening. It is the 9th of September. Live here on WFSB Plus, 9:30 at night. And what a nice day across Connecticut. A couple of nice days after not so great weekend, of course. Tomorrow, a day that will feature even cooler weather. Today, temps are running a little bit below average. Tomorrow, about 10 degrees below. And you may want to have the umbrella on hand. Now, we're not expecting a washout. And it's a situation where most of the state could actually remain dry. But you may want to have that umbrella on hand, as a shower or two will be possible throughout the day tomorrow. But briefly cooler. Something else to kind of talk about here, as we're now 9 days into the month of September. You certainly perhaps have noticed the loss of daylight in the morning, in the evening, and the rate of loss is increasing as we make our way farther from the summer solstice toward the vernal equinox, the autumnal equinox, and then we've got the winter solstice. So our shortest day will be coming up on December 21st. Feels like it could be just around the corner, given how quick things are going these days. But do want to draw your attention to the loss per month. Initially, the rate of loss is pretty slow. July, for instance, 45 minutes. So that's just over a minute a day. Meanwhile, September, the month we're in now, and October next month, 80, 81 minutes respectively. So our rate of loss is now at around 2 to 3 minutes a day. So again, an hour and 20 minutes in the month of September alone is our loss. So, we're feeling that in the morning and the evening. Our earliest sunset in December in the 4 o'clock hour. And so it's going to start getting dark, say around 3:45. We start seeing the sun beginning to set. So basically, bottom line here, enjoy the sunlight, the daylight, as we're losing it. Typically, as we make our way around the sun, this is what happens every year. So this time of year in Connecticut, we're looking forward to these cooler, crisp nights, pleasant afternoons, but that rate of daylight loss is something notable as well. Temperature-wise today across Connecticut, we topped out in the 70 to 75 degree range for most, inland and along the shoreline, the exception Groton. A little bit cooler there, 68 degrees, given the wind flow off the water. So officially for the Hartford area, 74. That fell short of the normal high by 4 degrees. Normal highs in the upper 70s. But also look at our low this morning, nearly 10 degrees below average. 47 at Bradley Airport, average low is 56. So, almost equidistant between the record low for today and what the normal low for today is. So just give you some comparison for where we are temperature-wise compared to normal. With regard to precip, we've had some meaningful rain, certainly beneficial. Not the 1/100th of an inch on Thursday, but certainly the 4/10 of an inch on Friday, the 6/10 of an inch on Saturday, and as well the same basically 6/10 around that for Sunday. So we've been able to pick up on some beneficial rain. Timing, of course, was not great for the weekend, and especially with as the rain accompanied some severe storms on Saturday. But looking forward in time, a fairly dry, benign, quiet pattern is underway. First Alert Live Radar, the state's only live radar, scanning clear and dry, even on a night like tonight. We do have some cloud cover beginning to overspread the state. We saw those clouds earlier. They've kind of been intermittent, all in association with an offshore storm that could bring a couple showers to Connecticut for tomorrow. Meanwhile, we're now in the 50s and 60s across Connecticut. So compared to this time last night, we're up a few degrees, several degrees in most locations. Groton up 7 degrees compared to 24 hours ago. So the cloud cover and this onshore component to the wind will keep temps up a bit tonight compared to last night. So tomorrow, the chance is there for some isolated showers. Otherwise, by Thursday, we're back to pretty much full sunshine. Trending warmer briefly in advance of a cold front before temperatures drop again as we head into and through the upcoming weekend. A live check on Waterbury right now, 57 degrees, an east wind at 5. There's our view from Hartford. No visibility issues. 61, calm wind in our capital city. 64, east-northeast wind at 3 from New Haven. And there's our view from New London, where we're at 58 degrees. So you can see across New England and the Northeast, not a whole lot happening, but it's the cloudiness to our south and offshore that is in association with an area of low pressure that's riding along a stalled frontal boundary. So high pressure that's been keeping us high and dry relinquishes its control, and that's why we'll see cloudiness increase tonight. And the bulk of the precip, the bulk of the rain, anything steady or substantial, anything meaningful, stays offshore. So that's why with high pressure where it is, we're seeing the increasing cloudiness, and there's that chance, again, for some showers tomorrow, but in an isolated manner. So for tonight, temperatures continue their downward drop. We'll kind of settle into the 50 to 55 degree range for many spots inland. Some upper 40s are possible across the usual colder spots, cooler spots of northwest Connecticut, and then mid 50s along the 95 corridor. And here's a check of first alert futurecast. So overnight, cloud cover is going to be increasing and a lowering and thickening. By the time we get to the morning commute, Scott Haney could be tracking some isolated showers working across the state. Again, it doesn't look like anything impactful. Most of the state, many communities will remain dry, but that shower chance at some point tomorrow cannot be ruled out. And also note those wind arrows up out of the northeast. That wind could gust 10 to 20 miles an hour. So not terribly strong, but with the cloudiness, that's going to also lock in that cool air. You can see it by 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, the cloud cover beginning to break up. So we could see some rays of sunshine before the sun sets tomorrow. So again, high temperatures, 4-hour Wednesday. We're running below average by nearly 10 degrees, topping out between 65 and 70 inland, upper 60s if not low 70s, with that offshore component to the wind along the shoreline. So again, that northeasterly wind, it is complements of this area of low pressure that's going to be moving by. Those winds again gusting tomorrow, 10, 15, maybe 20 miles an hour, nothing too terribly strong. So those winds up out of the north and northeast on the backside of this area of low pressure, this is tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. That low moves along that stalled frontal boundary. As we put this into motion, you can see lifting up toward the Canadian Maritime. So cloud cover gets on its way out, erodes tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. So Thursday's going to be a fairly bright day. We have a cold front that's going to be pushing through the region. So with this likely passing through dry, just some scattered clouds by Thursday evening. So before that front gets here, temperatures Thursday pop to 80, perhaps even above in a few spots. Then behind that front for Friday, as another area of high pressure builds in, lots of sunshine. We'll start the day in the low 50s, if not upper 40s, and by the afternoon top out between 70 and 75 degrees. A chillier morning on tap for Saturday. Saturday afternoon rebounding to the mid 70s. Sunday, a couple degrees milder compared to Saturday. Still fairly bright, dry, and into next week as well. More of the same can be expected. Mid 70s on Monday. Could take a run at 80 on Tuesday. There are some model discrepancies right now regarding the chance for at least some showers on Tuesday. Right now we're going dry, but something we may have to adjust as we head forward in time. So tomorrow, the coolest day of the next 7, followed by Thursday, the warmest day over the next 7 days. And a quick check on the tropics, because tomorrow is September 10th, which marks the peak of activity for the Atlantic, including the Caribbean, the Gulf, the entire basin. So it's been fairly quiet. Last week, we were tracking a disturbance that initially started off the coast of Africa, was trucking westward, and has since diminished. So at one point, it had a high likelihood of development, over 60%, and no longer the case. So some Saharan dust in the mix, perhaps, kind of quelling that development. That is something that hinders the formation of these tropical systems. Also when they encounter some shear. So we'll continue to monitor things very closely. The Atlantic hurricane season runs to the end of November, so we still have some time to go. Again, tomorrow, the 10th of September, just happens to be the climatological peak of activity for the Atlantic basin. So the next storm on the list here, you can see we had Andrea, we had Barry, Chantal, Dexter, Aaron, Fernan. Gabrielle is the next one up on the list. Of course, will be the first alert you hear on Channel 3, the First Alert weather app, a great way to stay up to date as well on anything across the tropics, that develops, or as well here in Connecticut, we've got the interactive radar, hour-by-hour forecast, even video-exclusive app updates that you get from us here at Channel 3. And, of course, alerts based on your phone's location for any sort of watch warning advisory that is issued, and also for the proximity of lightning. All right, so another look at our First Alert 7-day forecast. Some isolated showers possible tomorrow, otherwise breezy and cool, 65 to 70, up near if not above 80 on Thursday. As the front moves through dry that evening, some scattered clouds. And then Friday, lots of sunshine, 70, 75, which ended up relatively, gradually milder Saturday into Sunday. And while we do so, we remain dry. All right, that is the latest from here, from the First Alert Forecast Center. Again, this is WFSB Plus, our First Alert Weather Extras that we do weekdays, 8 o'clock in the morning, 9:30 in the evening, and bringing you the very latest, kind of a more in-depth, longer form look at the weather that's happening across the country at times. Of course, what's happening here locally, what's happening across the Atlantic Basin for the tropics. So, again, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning, 9:30 in the evening here on WFSB Plus. We'll see you for another edition tomorrow.